Alright, so today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about ProTools setup and getting started with the project. To do this, I'm going to make a new template. I am working with a friend of mine named Grant, and we're mixing a project for him. So I'll bring in the stems and then we'll save him an individualized template from scratch. A little bit about me: I've been an audio engineer for 20 years. My name is Alex, and I have open studios. I've worked with several clients, including dudes that have Billboard charted, etc. So that's where the information's coming from. Sorry, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm new to the YouTube tutorial thing. But yeah, so these are the stems. They're downloaded. This is previous project I was just working on, and eventually y'all's projects could look like this. And then from there these go more. Right, so this is the power of folders, super useful. But let's start a new project. So let's not create it from template. We're going to call it American Samurai. It's the name of the song. Have it prompt me for location. That's good. Okay, create. So I'm going to go back up here. Okay, and luckily Grant is pretty good about naming his files. So let me just unzip what we just downloaded. Now we're going to import. That's very important. You want to Command-Shift-I to import. You do not want to drag it into ProTools. Copy. This way you don't lose files later if you accidentally delete shit from your downloads. Okay, so now looks like we have a couple needs here. So the first thing you want to do is identify your needs. And also make sure that your setup looks like this. That these are what you're working with. This is a multi-tool, so you can either have one of these or all three of these. The way this works is that the top of the clip is your first one. Second, the bottom of the clip is going to select the whole clip, and then the edges of the clip are going to go side to side. Super important. Also, make sure your hardware is set up correctly, however you're running it. I'm running in 1024 right now. I'll do another video on that another time. Okay, so we need some guitars, there's some drums, there's a bass, there's a synth. Oh, this looks like he imported it wrong actually, but either way we can still do this. So I'm gonna need bass, guitar, drums, synth, call that synth as well. Snaps are gonna be drums, and the clav we can put in drums as well. So that's 4, plus I want a 5th folder for routing. So we want this to be stereo. And a routing folder. Now what a routing folder is, well here, let's do that. Then let's do it fancier. So we'll call this bass. I usually just do 5 and rename them, but you can do it this way as well. bass guitar synth, and we'll do FX. Now we're going to do a basic folder. No, we'll make it routing, because the difference is that the routing folders are aux tracks as well, which we'll get into. So this is going to be instrumental. Okay. So those are our routing. Bass. We can just remap this to our newly created bass input. See, it actually creates an input. So then guitar 1 and 2 can go into guitar, and we can do that. This is input and output, very important. Right, fix our outputs. Good. And these can go in synth. And then FX is going to need aux tracks. These are your buses. If you're familiar with buses coming from another DAW, let's make stereo aux tracks. Cool. And then here we can set it up like this. So we already have, a half. Now, if you don't have these, you can rename them this way. You can color them. So let's make all our delays a color. And our reverbs will have a different color. Color coding is super helpful. It keeps you organized. Visual cues get easier to read. And so notice, and I just did this for each of my buses before. Doubler can be purple as well. And there we go. And there's your basic setup. And now let's do it even fancier. Let's do one more routing folder. Call this submix. This is going to output to submix. And all of these are going to output to instrumental. There we go. Okay. Works. Sick. Alright. Thanks for hanging out.